Odds are, even if you've never seen Rashomon, you've seen the works it inspired. There's even a lazy term, the Rashomon effect, named for the influential way the story is told. But beyond influencing cinema's narrative styles for years to come, Rashomon is a better director looking backwards, as much as he is forwards. Hey there, Steve for Nerdy Inc. with our second part of our evolution of an artist for Akira Kurosawa for the month of January. If you didn't watch our first video, Stray Dog, go on and watch the movie and then check it out. As always, there's spoilers here in our discussion of Rashomon, so we recommend watching the film first. But if you don't care about spoilers and you just want to see what the fuss is all about, then gladly keep on watching. Rashomon starts with a handful of characters taking shelter from the rain. There's that trademark Kurosawa weather again. Huddled under a gate, someone begins recounting a story they heard, something that disturbs them deeply. The consensus is that a samurai was killed in the woods and his wife was raped, but the details of the story are different for everyone who recounts them. Discovering this cinematic truth is at the heart of Rashomon. What follows is the same story told from 4 different vantage points. The bandit, the woman who was raped, the samurai from beyond the grave, and a 4th party who observes the events from afar. Each person recounts a different tale, much to the frustration of the people listening to the story. Where most movies would leave you with the final truth, in this case the woodcutter who saw what transpired while he was hidden in the woods, this is not the case with Rashomon. Just when you think the woodcutter's story is likely to be the most accurate, he's accused by another of wanting to steal from the dead, throwing his entire narrative into question. The reality is, we never know what exactly happened in the woods. Kurosawa lies to us 4 times over, which is incredulous. After all, we're watching the events on our screen. Clearly they happened in one form or another. Yet, we're told there is no collective truth. Selfishness, the need to save face, and pride are all reasons why someone would choose to conceal what really happened, and Kurosawa absolutely commits to this theme. The Rashomon effect is likely something you've seen in one form or another. Vantage Point, Gone Girl, and plenty of TV episodes have played with the idea of telling a story from different character perspectives with the truth lying somewhere in the middle. It all stems from Kurosawa. Unreliable narrators aren't anything new to storytelling, but to physically see something on scene and then be told it's false completely plays with our expectations of cinema. It speaks to the staying power of the image beyond the theater. We see things and believe them to be true even if we're told later that it's false. It sticks in our mind, and we have a hard time shaking that concept. Despite progressing narrative styles for years to come, Rashomon actually has more in common with an older era of cinema, silent films. Kurosawa's brother Haigo worked as a benshi in the 1930s. He provided the narration and sound effects for silent movies at the industry's height. The two became very close while they lived together, while Kurosawa was exploring his desire to become a painter. Despite achieving acclaim for his work, Haigo wasn't immune to the collapse of the silent film era, finding himself battling unemployment and depression until his eventual suicide. Needless to say, this left a remarkable impact on a young Kurosawa. His love and personal relationship with silent film culminates in Rashomon. Kurosawa sought to scale back everything until there was nothing left but the story and the raw emotion of the actors. This is all bolstered by the cinematography, which pioneered new methods of filming, such as pointing the camera at the sun and reflecting natural light with mirrors to create a dappled lighting effect on the actors. The bandit, played by frequent Kurosawa collaborator Toshiro Mifune, is another example of silent film influence. He's overly emotional, speaks with his expressions more than his words, and acts in an exaggerated manner. You could turn the sound completely off and still understand the gist of what was happening. In fact, there are great stretches of the movie that play out like a silent film, featuring no dialogue at all. Kurosawa relied on the image and these new methods of cinematography more than anything else, using shadows and weather to convey emotion and meaning, backing up the expressions of his actors. The resonating effect of the film isn't just because of a new narrative style and its tribute to the past. Rashomon is an extremely important film for Japan, as much as it was for Kurosawa. Despite being unpopular domestically, it won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Film in 1950, exposing the world to the wonders of Japanese cinema. It speaks to the importance of media in helping to bridge cultures, aiding and repairing the West of the world's view of Japan in a post-World War II era. Kurosawa's work spans many genres and styles, which we've already seen with only 2 films. If unconventional narrative styles is your thing, or even if you like silent films, it's worth checking out Rashomon as the Kurosawa film to watch. Next week is the deeply personal Akira, and then we'll finally get into some of his grander epics. As always, make sure you subscribe so you'll be updated and notified when our next video goes out. And for all things movie and movie related, keep it right here at Nerdy Inc.